calling occupants of interplanetary craft.
I am notoriously forgiving of films that do things I like in a way that I enjoy. I gave Transformers Revenge of the Fallen something of a free pass because it had copious amounts of giant transforming robots kicking the crap out of each other. Starship Troopers 2 isn't that bad, and although it isn't a patch on the films that bookend it, it managed to be nicely gruesome and to do something a little different in Verhoeven's take on the Starship Trooper universe. And somewhat more relevant to Skyline, I quite enjoyed the brothers Strauss's last cinematic effort, Aliens vs Predator Requiem. I realise that in a dire case of hyperbole, several reviewers labelled it the worst film of the year, but it still managed to have some decent Alien on Predator smackdowns, and I enjoyed watching these two alien monstrosities lay waste to a community full of annoying people. And so, onto Skyline, a film which does a few things very well indeed, and yet simultaneously does a few things rather badly. Fortunately, seeing as this is an alien invasion movie, one of the things that it does fairly well is the invasion itself. The design of the ships and the creatures is gruesomely gorgeous, with some fairly impressive effects work giving the invaders some substance. It's no exaggeration to say that the best bits of the film are when the alien things are on screen or are in some way impacting on the characters. There was one moment that I genuinely didn't expect, which is always nice to encounter, and the reveal as to what the aliens want is nicely brutal, even if the glow that is associated with it is a little crap. Also, in my opinion at least, it does a very, very good job of creating, an overwhelming sense of the human race is fucked. But as I said, this film also manages to do things very, very badly indeed. For one, the story is a tad crap. I'm not talking about the invasion thing, but the various character arcs such as they are and character interactions. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I have to say I found the CG aliens a little more believable than some of the drama. For another, I really didn't like how the film handles the inevitable form of military response. Let's be honest here, it goes without saying that in such a situation our old buddy the nuclear missile will be putting in an appearance. And for reasons that I hope would be apparent if you happen to watch this film, I was overcome with an urge to shout, "You cheap, cheating bastards!" And finally, the ending. This film is quite literally 4 or 5 minutes too long. Much like in Return of the King, there is a moment where you think that's the end before it carries on. But unlike in Return of the King, where the entire 20-minute or so ending was good, the actual ending to Skyline is, to put it bluntly, shit. I mean, there are several ways you could justify it, but it doesn't alter the fact that the potential ending not 4 minutes earlier would have been near perfect and far more fitting. Overall, Skyline is the very definition of okay. It's not going to win any awards, and I don't think it particularly warrants repeat viewing. But importantly, I do not regret watching it, and can certainly think of worse things to spend your time watching.